And welcome back to the United States Australian Football League Nationals from Lakewood Ranch here at the Premier Sports Complex in Florida for this Division 4 matchup between the North Carolina Tigers in their first game this weekend against the Rome Redbacks, who bested their opponents here on Field 2 earlier today against Tampa Bay by a score of 5-29 to 3 straight 18. And joining me for this call is Josh Cartmel. Josh, welcome to the broadcast.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here. Looking forward to a good match.
So it's the Tigers against the Redbacks. Umpire raises the ball to the sky, and we're ready to go. Throw it up straight, and the Tigers will win that opening ruck. Curtis O'Brien, the ruck in there for North Carolina, taken away by Charles Moody. Moody handballed out wide to Keith Phillips. Phillips thumps one forward, bouncing ball inside the attacking 50, handballs it into some space, looking for some clean space to actually take a shot at goal. They're unable to do so. Chase Miller picks up the ball. Tight along the boundary, and it's cleared away from goal, but marked by Chase Miller. Excuse me, no, it's number 46, Jackson Martin, who looks to center this one out in front, and a nice jumping grab.
That was really nice.
Good setup off that play from the boundary line, and it will be Pierce Gilhaney to try to open the scoring for the Tigers with an easy shot directly in front.
Yeah, that was good on Martin to center that ball to the dangerous spot there.
So Gilhaney straight down the middle, and the North Carolina Tigers open the scoring.
Into the wind, too. If they keep that up, they'll be tough.
Yes, the wind is going from left to right. I don't think that's going to change, and I don't think it's going to let up the rest of the day. It was a dewy morning in the first game for the Rome Redbacks. The ground is dried off mostly by now. It's 85-degree high here in Bradenton. And the wind gusts are going to be up to 18 miles an hour for the rest of the day at its highest.
Okay.
Tapped down by Dylan McLaughlin in the center of the ground. And free kick will go the way of the Redbacks.
The Tigers need to spread, get back on defense.
Here's the side-winding kick. Bounces just inside the forward 50. Taken by Bernardo Chacon, who had an empty goal square to shoot through, and it's a goal for the Redbacks. So it's one straight, 6 aside on the Watch AFL scoreboard.
Yeah, he came through with some good speed, good follow, nice hands, able to finish.
So the scoring's coming quick in this matchup, and of course I didn't start my own stopwatch again. Maybe by the end of the weekend I'll start it on time. I'd say it's about 4 or 5 minutes into this opening term. Here's a kick forward into the Tigers' end of the ground. Off the ground. Kicked away, back into the center. Tyler Sherwood is there. There'll be no Pryor in this, right outside of the center circle. Thrown back up into the air. Taps one by Curtis O'Brien. It's going absolutely nowhere. We'll do it all over again.
The Tiger ruck is doing a good job taking the space away from the other ruckman.
Thrown up once again. Missing the tap was O'Brien. It'll be tapped forward and couldn't get it off the ground. Ethan Parsons looking to do that. Bouncing ball. Jackson Martin looking to take his man down. And we still thought play stopped for a second, but we are playing on. Tyler Sherwood. Kick forward, just tapped along by Bernardo Chacon. High ball on the edge of the center square. Picked up by Curtis O'Brien. O'Brien tapped to Pierce Gilhaney. And it'll be a free kick coming up to the Tigers. Curtis O'Brien delivers inside 50. Good spoil from the Redback player. Nice swim move from Keith Phillips as he's taken down. And it just drifts off. But no, it's inside. The angle fooled me. But it's a goal for Keith Phillips.
Yeah, what a goal. Nice move. Sold some candy. Got some space. A good kick. Straight.
It's 2 straight. 12, the Tigers. To 1 straight. 6, the Redbacks on the Watch AFL scoreboard. So back underway here. Ball once again in the Tigers attacking 50. High kick from James Joycey. Bounces in front of goal. Picked up by Chase Miller. Tight angle kick. And it's another goal. So 2 in a row for the Tigers. They're 3 straight 18. Rome Redbacks 1 straight 6 on the Watch AFL scoreboard.
Yeah, Rome just struggling to take that mark there in defense. If they'd have just taken that mark, just shut that down. But ball hits the ground, Tigers are there and outnumber them in the end, get the goal.
So a quick play from the center results in another goal. It's a 2-goal margin, 12 points. The Tigers lead by about 8 minutes into this first term. Umpire throws the ball up. O'Brien with the tap. Can't clear it away from center now. Keith Phillips has some space to work through. Charles Moody running forward, delivers inside 50. Couldn't take the mark was Gilhaney. Spinning around is Gilhaney. Kick off side. Looked a little uncomfortable while taking it. And it's a goal. Gilhaney with his second of the game. The Tigers' third straight. It's 4 straight.
Yeah, that was fast. That's a pretty quick goal. Coming out of the center, 1-2 kicks and then 6 points.
4 straight 24, the Tigers. 1 straight 6, the Redbacks. And it looks like the umpires might be talking about this before it's confirmed. The goal umpire's initial call was a goal, and it will stay that way. So Gilhaney does have his second of the match. 24 plays 6 on the Watch AFL scoreboard.
It looks like the Redbacks are putting more guys in defense.
They're going to have to, as the attack has been relentless from the Tigers, and here they come again. Nicholas Gorman lost the ball. Here's Keith Phillips, sold some candy himself, now delivers to the top of the goal square, uncontested, but the Rome Redback player couldn't take the mark. David Smith III with a kick just off the outside of the boot. It'll bounce at right angles towards the end of the boundary. And it'll be holding the ball paid against the Redbacks. So the Tigers looking to make it 5 straight.
They're just sticking their tackles better than the Redbacks right now.
So from a tight angle, sidewinding kick lands inside the field of play. No score. Picked up by Tyler Sherwood, who launches it forward. Uncontested is Ethan Parsons with the intercept mark. But there's going to be a free kick paid to the Redbacks. Maxwell Freudenberg, the beneficiary. I didn't catch the signal, but Rome moves forward. Kick spoiled. They fight for it in the middle, and it's no prior opportunity. A ball up.
Yeah, that's kind of a handball in space there. They needed to get back a little bit, take that kick.
Ping pongs in this. It ping ponged a little bit, but it's high contact paid. So free kick goes the way of the Redbacks. James Telfer finds a man just outside 50.
It's a nice mark.
Rome looks to get their players forward. Here comes the kick from Chacon to the top of the square. Takes a bounce. Nick Parker has some space to work through, and it'll be an easy exit and a calm one for the Tigers, who start one down the line. Marked by Peter Wright on the line. Moving it forward, getting past his Pierce Gilhaney, and they push the pace here. Has a bounce, takes another. Gilhaney for his third goal, and it just bounces away from the center. It'll be a boundary throw.
Yeah, that was really easy from end to end for the Tigers. I think Gilhaney taking it on with 3 bounces.
So throw in just to the top, directly in front of goal. Rome is able to clear it away from the stoppage. Takes a bounce, couldn't take the mark, was James Telfer. Kicked back into some open space. On the ball is Nicholas Gorman. Gorman has a man on short and hits him well. It's James Joycey that has a chance to go for goal. Kick is on the way. It's too far. It didn't have the journey. And it'll be over for a boundary throw.
Yeah, just a little wide there. I need to kind of aim for the right goalpost on that with the way the wind's blowing.
And mind you, the Tigers are kicking against the wind in this first half. Here's a kick towards goal. It looked like it was touched before it made its way to the line, and indeed it will go through for a behind. So it's 4-1-25. The Tigers kicking against the wind in this first half to 1 straight 6, the Rome Redbacks on the Watch AFL scoreboard. Kick bounces in the corridor. Peter Wright, the first on the ball. Wright with a kick over to the boundary. Ben Miller got a hand to it. Matt Littlejohn. And he'll be holding the ball against the Tigers, and Chacon will go back to take the free. Chacon thought about taking his kick. Now will go down the line. And it'll stay inside the field of play. Inside the Rome's attacking 50. Getting it out are the Tigers, and Peter Wright tried to move it forward quickly. There weren't that many men behind, ahead of the footy in defense. It'll be a ball up in the center of the ground. Far wing. Umpire throws it up. Double-handed tap back by James Joycey. And a good intercept mark in defense by Jackson Sibley for Rome.
Rome just needs to maintain some possession for a little while.
Yeah, they definitely need to get forward about 15 minutes into this opening half. Joshua Duckworth looking to gain some space. Tigers control and possession as the wind is starting to really pick up now. Ball bounces in front. Gilhaney has to track it down. Little handball off to Nicholas Gorman. Gorman looks towards the big sticks. And he hits it through.
Yeah, that's a nice handball to get him out in space. Set him up for that right foot.
So the Tigers score once again. It's been all Tigers here in this first half. 5-1, Scoreboard wasn't updated, and I can't do my math that quick. So it's 5-1-31, the Tigers. One straight 6, the Redbacks on the Watch AFL scoreboard. The official international streaming partner of the AFL. Also want to thank all of our other sponsors, as Cooper's Beer, Tasmania, and Gridiron Productions for providing the visuals for you on USAFL.com this weekend. It'll be a free kick the way of the Tigers out of that stoppage.
Yeah, the guy struggling here to whistle there a little bit.
Keith Phillips back to take it. Play on the call, couldn't complete the mark. Nicholas Gorman, little handball away to James Joycey. Able to get boot to ball. Joshua Duckworth goes down. And they will play on. James Telfer. Brian Boylo almost had a good mark, but Rome still has a chance to attack. The wind is going to help them on this occasion. Just bounces a little too far and close to the defender, and Nick Parker for the North Carolina Tigers. Had a man on the lead. It was Tyler Sherwood. If it bounced a couple feet ahead of it, that might have been the best chance of the half for the Rome Redbacks' first goal.
Yes, definitely. Need a little bit stronger on the lead would have been nice to see, probably.
Rome won the tap. And here's a chance for the Redbacks. It's through for a behind.
Well, let's see if they can keep the momentum here at the end of the half.
Actually, no. Is it a goal?
I think it's a behind.
Yeah, I thought it was a behind. The scoreboard person put up goal for a second. But it is a behind. So it's 5-1-31 the Tigers, 1-1-7 the Redbacks in the late stages of this opening half. Here's Tyler Sherwood. A little spinning kick lands inside the... No, it will be... Boundary umpire signaled out on the full.
He did. But overruled.
Overruled by the center umpire, so it will be a throw-in. Not a bad result for Rome late in this half. Caught in the ruck on the full, couldn't get the kick away. Nice moves from the defenders of the Tigers to be able to clear the line. Rolling ball couldn't be corralled. Centered once again. Tiger defenders have been really strong here in this opening half. Oh, kick just bounces short of Andrew Fogarty. And the mark is safely taken just outside the 50-meter line by James Telfer. It could be doable with the way that this wind's been going.
Well, he's got a big leg anyway.
He's going to give it the journey, and it's going to go just off to the right, and it's out on the full.
I was warming up with him yesterday, and that guy can kick the ball a long ways.
And it looked like he was going to go. It looked like he tried to go around the corner just to get that little bit of extra leg. Pulled it too far to the right.
Mm-hmm.
Here comes the kick to the far wing, and it's spoiled over the line for a throw-in.
Well, the Redbacks are doing a good job of keeping it in their end here at the end of the half, and they need to get some reward for that effort.
They would definitely like to get a goal before the siren goes, and they'll be kicking against the wind in the next half. Turning around looking for a kick was Matt Littlehorn. Couldn't find the time to do so. Willard Tuck took the ball, but it wasn't a mark paid, and...
Yeah, kick not far enough.
It'll be out on the full. Another hurried kick. It looks like Rome is trying to, like... It's desperation kicks.
Yeah, it's not to any man.
They
it's
don't
just
have
kind
time.
They don't have a whole lot of time. They're not picking their targets. They're just kind of blasting away.
Here comes the kick out.
That's a good interception.
And here comes the kick. Reuben Parsons, and it's marked on the line. Back out wide once again. Tried to get a hand on it was Curtis O'Brien, but it's over the line out on the full. Play's been stuck over on this wing and in front of the Redbacks goal for quite a while.
This is a tight angle. I don't know if he should think about putting it on the hot spot.
Of course, the siren could go at any second. Dylan McLaughlin. Looks like he does want to go for that kick. It's on the line. What's the signal from the umpire? Touch behind.
Man, touch ball in the pack.
And there's the halftime siren. So Rome had their chances at the end of the half, but the defense for the North Carolina Tigers stayed strong. And at the end of the first half, it's 5-1-31. North Carolina plays 1-2-8. The Rome Redbacks in a fantastic half for the North Carolina Tigers going against the wind.
Yeah, they controlled the first part of that half, probably 2/3 of that half, and going with the wind, they seemed to put more pressure on the Redbacks than the Redbacks were putting on them, and they were cleaner with their handballs and their kicks, finding the targets. The Redbacks need to kind of clean that up a little bit, have a chance in the second half.
So it's a 23-point lead for the Tigers as we go into the second half. We'll be right back with the United States Australian Football League National Championships on USAFL.com.
We meet in a place unlike any other. A unique corner of the world. A place that's wild and wildly rewarding. Where challenge meets character and hazard meets haven. All roads lead to discovery. Meet you at Devil's Corner.
How do I feel looking back on 25 years? I'm incredibly proud that we are still here as such a vibrant organisation.
We are a bunch of guys who literally learn the game by watching it on YouTube. And they get hit, and they're like, I wasn't ready for that.
The sense of camaraderie and seeing that continue off the field.
I was in the First few years, it was kind of like this could fall apart tomorrow.
All is in readiness here. The stars are out. The big stage is here. The red carpet is rolled out.
Looking forward to this, as we like to say, a humdinger.
And the question is, can you teach old dogs old tricks? This is a rematch of last year's grand final between the two sides.
They made the grand final last year, now a rematch. It was a slugfest.
Every single player on that team is a weapon.
I'll tell you what, if that doesn't make the hair stand up on the back of your neck, you might want to check your pulse.
So, hang on to a partner. This is going to get rough and ready. The two best sides here at the Nationals, the three rising to the top in Prince fashion. And these boys are going to get it on. Smash mouth in the middle. And a fantastic mark in front by the number 12.
For the air, Coleman went for it. Look out, here comes trouble.
Sportscast, Corash boom opera out of the middle. Everyone goes down and gets funky.
Say, calm it down. We got this. Let's take some good marks. Let's play some clean footy. That's where we shine.
And the umpire says, I may need to shovel the stretcher off the ground. And Osiris says, give me that ball. And she did. She took it away.
He tosses it to the heavens and the Glenmore and says, go after it, my daughters, and play footy.
A bit inexperienced, a little bit probably nervous and over anxious. You've got to keep it plugging away. It'll come.
And oh, big tackle put in there, but it was high, just a little high around the shoulders.
Taken by the 24 for Minnesota. 3-man in the score. Here's the number 23. He's taken, played on, shoots, and scores! That is, we have some new kids on the block with regards to USAFL Nationals.
I love the fact that all these Americans love this sport.
In 1999, we played our first
Second half underway here from Field 2. It's the North Carolina Tigers against the Rome Redbacks. It'll be the Tigers kicking into the wind in this half. Here's Charles Moody. Couldn't get a kick away. Moody with the handball forward. Ball in congestion on the ground. It'll be a ball up just on the edge of 50. It's 5-1-31. Tigers 1-2-8. The Redbacks in the end of the first half. Picking it up is Joshua Duckworth. Keith Phillips gives it a ride. And it'll be touched through for a behind.
Yeah, the Tigers just able to get that ball off the ground. They've got cleaner hands right now.
So first score of the second half goes the way of the Tigers. It's 5-2-32 against 1-2-8. Or rather, 1-6, excuse me. Curtis O'Brien looking to shake through. And here's Pierce Gilhaney. That's number 3 for him. I don't have your mic here. Try talking, Josh?
Yes, sir.
Josh is Ball back up in the middle. Punched away by the Rome Redback ruck. Tigers able to get it away from the center, though. Ball knocked loose. Here's Charles Moody. Moody with the handball off. Little low kick inside the 50. Kicked back out by Ryan Wurst. Finds a player, and the Redbacks will move forward. Here's the kick from Ruben Parsons. Has a man all alone, but the ball just bounces in front of him, so no mark able to be taken. Tigers able to move it forward. Couldn't take the mark. In defense was Wayne Kraska. James Telfer looking for a way out. Telfer with the handball received. Trips down before he gets the football. Given back to the Tigers. Play moving over to the near side wing. Keith Phillips gives it a ride into the wind. Just a little bit off to the right. And through for a minor score. 6-3-39 the Tigers. One straight 6 the Redbacks on the Watch AFL scoreboard.
Yeah, the Tigers just end up with more people around the ball there, and they outnumber the Redbacks going forward.
Got you back there, Josh. Patrick Machado and Josh Cartmill on the call for this contest here from field number 2 at the USAFL 2023 National Championships.
Nice smother.
Keith Phillips' kick was smothered. Tigers looking to gain possession. Ruben Parsons reversing as he got that ball. Brian Boylo with a thump forward. Opposite end of the center square. Soccered along further towards the wing. Now on the Redback end of the field. Here's the kick from Aaron Nobles. Empty goal square. Tigers able to get the possession and kick it out of the danger area. But picking it up is Matt Littlejohn. He can't do so. Tigers all on the ball. Little handball away from the contest play on the call. James. Now it's Nicholas Gorman. Joshua Duckworth tried to kick it over to James Joycey down the wing, but it's too far and it's out on the full.
Yeah, the ball kind of went off the side of his foot there. I'm not sure that's what he was planning to do.
About 4 or 5 minutes into this second half. 39 plays 8.
Yeah, kicking into the wind, that ball just kind of dropped short on the lead there. Out of bounds for a throw-in.
So here's the throw-in. Tapped down by the North Carolina ruck. They battle for it on the ground. Here's Keith Phillips, and he couldn't get that to go towards the goal. Went straight instead of towards the center. And it's through for a behind only just. So 40 plays 8 on the Watch AFL scoreboard. 32-point margin for the Tigers. Looking out wide, the wind doing some funky things to that ball. And Matt Littlejohn ran out of space. It'll be a boundary throw.
Yeah, they need to man up on Phillips with these stoppages. He's just been real clean with his hands coming out of there.
Flung back into the center, tapped down by Curtis O'Brien. Punched out wide. 3 Tigers crisscrossing with each other, getting some space. Here's Keith Phillips. Can't bend it back enough. And it'll go out for a boundary throw. Tigers congesting themselves on that last occasion. Tapped down by David Smith III. And umpire will blow it dead.
Throw it in again.
Throw.
Yeah.
So the boundary umpire will try this one again. Flung back into the field to play. Tapped once again by David Smith III. The Redbacks able to come away with it. Play stopped. It'll be a free the way of the Redbacks.
And they could have maybe taken advantage there.
I thought so too.
It's working out.
Yeah, they switched the play to the near side wing just in front of us. On the ball is Bernardo Chacon, who has the lone goal for the Redbacks in the opening half. Chacon with the soccer trying to get it away from the Tigers. Unable to do so, picking it up is Peter Wright. Tackled down by Wayne Kraska. Play continuing, handball by Keith Phillips. Martin with the handball. Gorman. Now it's Joshua Duckworth. A little floating ball towards the middle. It takes a friendly bounce and it's through for a goal.
Yeah, he kicked that from outside 50 and got the good bounce.
So the offense has been all the way of the Tigers in this game. The bounce rewarding them too just as much as their play. It's another goal for the North Carolina Tigers. It's 7-4-46. The Tigers 1-2-8. The Redbacks on the Watch AFL scoreboard.
Yeah, the Tigers just seem to have cleaner hands and a little bit more speed around the ball. They're able to clear it out better. It's kind of been the main theme of the game.
Redbacks win that tap in the middle. Stepping away is Ruben Parsons as he looks for space to make a kick. Bounces in front of Charles Moody. Players crash into each other. And it'll be a free kick the way of the Redbacks. Just on the edge of 50, kicking against the wind. You think they're going to have to go further and look for another player closer. Players crash into each other pretty hard. Now into the near forward pocket. Dangerous tackle, the call. And it looks like it will be a roam free.
With this win, this almost an impossible angle.
So Chacon
Center.
Not looking to take that snap kick around the corner with this win. Will look further out instead. And it will be James Telfer given the responsibility of kicking against the wind. Telfer delivers, and it just curves to the right. Didn't have the journey. Picking it up in front of goal. Here is Chacon. Chacon, no space to kick through. Tries to snap one through. And it's marked just at the goal line.
A good contested mark.
By number 99, Dylan McLaughlin.
And he puts it through.
So the Redbacks finally answer. And claw one back from the Tigers. It's 2-2-14 against 7-4-46 on the Watch AFL scoreboard. About 10 minutes into this second half. Ball back up in the middle. Another ruck contest won by the Redbacks. Thump forward by Ruben Parsons. Ball just bounces in front of the Redback that tried to take the mark, and losing the ball is Chacon. Tigers will move it forward. Taking a bounce, kicking it forward. No one in defense for the Redbacks. They were all forward. Here's Keith Phillips looking to the goal square. Takes a bounce. Tapped away from goal. And they'll be content to see it over the line, but it stays in. And the kick from around the corner. And the wind is almost pushing it out to the right just as much as it's pushing it forward. And it's through for a Tiger behind.
Got to get through this zone by the Tigers. Make a lead for him.
So out of the goal square, top of the 50, punched away by Jackson Martin away from that contest. Again, it comes forward. First person on the ball was Andrew Fogarty. Here's Tyler Sherwood touching it on the ground. Kicks forward to the arc of 50. Just can't hit his man And the ball kind of took a dying bounce instead of moving forward as Dustin Strobel was in the area. And the throw-in ensues. Ball loose on the ground. Handballed straight to the Tigers. Andrew Fogarty. Another loose ball. It's picked up by Pierce Gilhaney, who has 3 goals in this matchup. Nice evasive move. Sibley bumped off the ball by Duckworth. And the umpire's seen enough, and he'll blow it dead. Glock gets the tap on the ball. Goes after it on the second effort. Can't corral it. Takes it on the line. Centering kick inside 50. Straight to Nick Parker as the ball kind of just died in the middle of the air. And it'll be a free kick the way of the Redbacks.
Yeah, see if he takes his kick.
Yeah, slow to get up is Chacon. It looks like he will take the kick, and he'll tell his men to get forward onto the line. It looks like he's going to try to go for the... Ooh, and it just kicked it off the outside of the boot, but not outside enough to where Matt Littlejohn was waiting. Back in the contest, Littlejohn, a handball over the top. Losing some space, it's tapped. Chacon looking to get on the ball. And a pack forms just in front of goal. It'll be a ball up.
Yeah, it's nice pressure that the Redbacks are putting on them.
Tapped away by North Carolina. And on the ball is Scott Morris of the Tigers. And it'll roll over the line. Near side wing for a throw. Throw-in is deep into the field of play.
Nice handball.
Scott Morris just missing the handball receive, and it'll be another boundary throw.
Just let him a little too much with that handball.
Ruben Parsons kick to 50. Good intercept mark there by Nick Parker in defense. And it will be I think they're going to call this a 50-meter.
Huh.
Yeah, 50-meter penalty awarded to North Carolina as they'll get a chance to move it forward. And
nice mark.
Good intercept mark in defense.
That's Kraz. Good hands. Good kick.
James Telfer. Down the far side wing.
That's a good pickup.
Picked up by
there we
Parsons.
Go.
Parsons taken down, and it's holding the ball.
Took that bounce instead of taking that kick. Allowed the time for the defender to get in there.
Back on the North Carolina attacking end of the ground. Joshua Duckworth. 5 Tigers around the ball. Here's Jackson Martin with a kick forward. Couldn't complete the mark. Was Martin. He kicked it to himself, I guess. And I think it'll be a free kick
to the Tigers.
It looks like he's pointing that way, and indeed it will be.
Yeah, I thought there was a throw there, but I guess there was a holding the man instead.
And it'll be a really easy shot for David Smith III. Who will be kicking from directly in front. And he doesn't miss.
And that's the first one with the wind.
Yeah, that's the remarkable thing too.
Yeah.
Like, with the margin that the Tigers are out to, their goals have all come against the wind. And here in the second half, about 15 minutes into it, it's 8-5-53, plays 2-2-14. Tigers in front on the Watch AFL scoreboard.
The Redbacks' second game to Carolina's first game. I think there's a little bit of fatigue maybe playing a factor in this one.
So if the results hold, and I think it's a pretty fair assumption that that's what will happen, both teams will move. North Carolina will go to 1-0, while the Rome Redbacks will even their record out at 1-1. Nice mark taken by Dennis Kurtz, and tried to play it off quickly to Gilhaney to get him his fourth. It ends up being a possession for the Redbacks.
They're trying to move it fast now.
They have to. Time is running out. Jackson Sibley had a man on the far end of the wing. It took a touch and put back forward by the Tigers, comfortably in the hands of Pierce Gilhaney. Umpire called play on. Ball takes a funny bounce towards the boundary off that centering kick. It'll be a push in the back and free kick to the Tigers.
Yeah, that ball kind of curled towards the boundary and put the Redback at the disadvantage, and he fell into the back.
So Jackson Martin looking for the Tigers' 9th goal. Couldn't bend it around enough, and it's through for a behind. 8-6-54 the Tigers, 2-2-14 the Redbacks on the Watch AFL scoreboard.
Yep, got to aim for that far goal post from that angle. Wind pushed it through for a behind.
The Redbacks played on from that behind kick in. Wayne Kraska is ordered to come back into the square by the umpire.
Yeah, you got to wait for the flags. Wait for the signal before you can play on.
They were confused for a second. It was a siren from another field.
Yes.
Handball back into the defensive territory by Telfer. Now the kick comes out to the edge of 50, and it's marked by the Tigers. And there's the siren. Giving it a kick was Ethan Parsons. And that's your final.
There you go. I think the lack of a bench helped the Redbacks' lack of a bench helped the Tigers. They just had more in their rotation, and fatigue set in for their second game with the Redbacks.
So coming up next on this field will be the men's Division II matchup between Seattle and Houston. So stay tuned for that in about 10 minutes time. The final here between the North Carolina Tigers and the Rome Redbacks is 8-6-54 North Carolina. A 40-point win over the Redbacks. They're 2-2-14. Coming up next on this field, like I said, will be Seattle versus Houston with Brendan Walsh on the call. Stay tuned. You are watching the USAFL National Championships on USAFL.com.